Hello everyone, I am the HalfWit Brit and this is Manor Lords, and we are currently looking at some deer, and they are the deer from Mamusio. And if we kind of pan out, you can see we're in the Black Forest, and just over in the distance there you can just about make out the manor of Mamusio. So the distance that the hunters are traveling currently, and believe me they are, that is just ridiculous. Not much we can do about it, it's a known bug. But I just sort of wanted to point that out. It's just mad how far they will actually go after them. So yes, anyway, today we're going to spend a lot of time focusing on our new zone. As you can see, I've dropped some farm fields in place there, ready for the next season, because it's not super fertile over here, but I definitely want to make use of the land just to expand the population here as quickly as possible, because we need a manor. And as you can hear the sound effects in the background, we have some issues with storage because that's what it is. And in Mamusio as well, if we just kind of come down to this level, what a beautiful view that is. All those orchards, the apples we can see on the trees. This has done quite well for itself actually. It'd be interesting to see how that goes come harvest season. I'm wondering how many of those apples they can actually effectively harvest, because I don't think these guys have got any other jobs assigned to them. I could be wrong, but I will come back and take a look at that. And just swinging back to the Black Forest, obviously it is almost harvest season. I kind of feel like this will be less eventful than normal unless we get attacked by somebody, because we've definitely got a higher population now. So I'm not going to kind of spend too much time focusing on this, but yeah, just sort of kind of raise that one. And in Bloodfell, well, again, we're kind of expanding this area. So at the moment we do have our retinue, so we don't need to worry about that. But I'm thinking more taxes. So obviously more homes, the higher level the homes are, the better. We are producing helmets over here for trade now as well, so that will give them a little bit more income, which means they can buy in more food and ale and things that they need. I don't want to make this one a huge settlement, but I will do a little bit more work on it. And over in Jamjar, we're going to carry on making tiles here for trade. It's going to be one of the main things that they do. And also we're going to carry on the honey experiment. I may add more and more apiaries just to see how much we can actually make over here. But this is again one of these smaller villages that we're going to have. The Black Forest and Mamusio, and the Iron Vale being the biggest. The Iron Vale, we don't really have much to do over there today, so we'll just keep an eye on it. And yeah, we'll carry on from there. So seeing as we're in Jamjar, I think, yeah, we've just had this apiary built here, so we'll put someone in there. I think I also asked them to build, yes, it's still being built currently. We have the Forester's Hut. There is one over here too, but as we are chopping down the trees within this area, it just makes sort of sense that we kind of replenish the trees as quickly as possible. I don't know if we are storing firewood in here. Oh, apparently we're storing everything, but I'm pretty sure I asked them not to do that. The only things I wanted them to have was tiles and clay, which we have there, firewood, charcoal. I'll leave on whenever that happens. We can get rid of all these other things. It does explain why, when I was watching one of the workers here earlier on, why they sort of went off over there, and now I understand why. So if we have a quick look, yeah, they're traveling a little bit further than they should. Albeit they're not holding too much stuff they shouldn't be, but we do need to whack an upgrade on that, so we shall do that. And also we may be able to upgrade the church. Let's have a look. We can. So we'll wait for the game to catch up with that. Well, that felt like a good 10 seconds before that actually happened, but at least it did. So we're in July, and what we got, yeah, August and September. The fields getting close. I think when it hits August, I may start the ploughing. I say ploughing, the harvesting, and then the ploughing, and then the sowing. In fact, this field's already ready. So, oh, I don't want to do the early harvest. If I do that, I'm going to bloody forget. I always do. But some of them, yeah, definitely already ready for it. And the problem we're going to have here is I still not processed some of the stuff from last season. The wheat's done okay. And that also leaves us with, I'm going to the wrong place. Here we are. So we also have a development point here. Now, I do want rye. Now, obviously, we've had a conversation about rye before. You don't need rye. Not when you have Emma. But when we look at this area, most of it is fine for Emma. But when we switch to rye, it just lets us unlock everywhere. And I'm basically doing it because some of the points in here you can invest don't work. So we know advanced beekeeping produces the wax, but you can't do anything with it, so it's pointless. The Yeah, this sort of hunting and trapping thing is kind of pointless as well at the moment because the deer run off. So we don't need that. I'm not making any armor. Charcoal building. I'm in the Black Forest here, aren't I? Let me try and get that changed to the right one. Even though it doesn't make a difference while we're talking about it. Charcoal I can't even say it. Charcoal burning makes sense. Deep mining, depending on the region and what you want to do, makes sense. And then it's some of these farming things. I don't think irrigation, fertilization makes any sense. Trade logistics, that's entirely up to you. So I think we'll probably head in the direction of orchards and rye and heavy plough and then bakeries. And we'll just make some more bread over here, which we can then trade. We do have a little bit of a barley fertility here, and we also have some flax. We have quite a bit of flax, to be fair. I'm not too fussed about that. We could just trade it, I suppose. When we switch to barley, it's harder to see when it's not snowy, but you can see there is other kind of dark patches around. There's quite a big patch over here, and it probably is under there as well. So I'll look a little bit closer at that in the winter because it'll be easier to see. I've also added in a couple of burgage plots here as well, and I'm going to assign them to the farms. I think everything else here is working quite well. Woodcutter's Lodge currently not doing anything. How are we doing for food? Ridiculously. We got loads. Right, the berries are finished with now, so we can take everyone out of there. We can put somebody in there. And do we have someone in the Hunter's Lodge? Do we or don't we? We do. They are still in the area, albeit I'm chopping the trees down and they're going to run off the map. But at least we'll get a little bit to start off with. Now, the thing to sort of consider at the moment is they don't have clothing. I mean, you can see from here, just looking at this little thing, clothing in church. There's 2 things that we need. So, do we have much in the way of hides? We have 8. So I could process that. Maybe that's something we could work on. It'll be a building that will obviously remove as time goes by, but initially it will give us some well-needed clothing. And then we'll have flax, so, you know, that kind of solves that issue. I mean, in fact, I might even do sheep over here. We do have sheep in Mamusio, but it's not something we've really kind of messed around with. So maybe that'll work. Something else we can put in. Forester's Hut. We'll get that going. What we've got here? Saw pit we currently don't need, but I feel like for the church, which we will need, that is going to need planks. Yeah. So we will put someone in there. That makes a lot of sense. Surplus change that to total goods. We have 11 timber. Cool. And we're at 57% approval, so we need to increase that. We also need to think that these fields need ploughing. Now, I'm not going to do them all, simply because we won't have the hands to do so. But I definitely want at least 2 barley fields, because we can do something with that. And then maybe, in fact, we can change the priority of these, can't we? And I've never done this before, so let's make these 2 fields the highest. And then we'll do some wheats. I think these are all going to be in the high 90s. We've got 100% there. 94. So then we'll put this one to very high. And we'll then put the other 2 to high. And then let's see which one of these has the best flax. 87, 91, 90. Okay, and then this one we will put in, and we'll leave that as medium, because this will just give us, obviously we got leather, but this will give us another option, which obviously it takes a little bit of processing in itself as well, but it kind of helps us out. Okay, so that's done. So we have this point to invest. I am tempted to go for the plough, but I want rye, but then bakeries. Oh, it's very difficult to suss out which way you want to go first. We might go, let's go for orchards. I was going to go for plough, but I want rye first. To be fair, it doesn't make any difference, does it really? Getting a plough would speed things up, but we can't afford another ox, I don't think. Yes, we're too poor for that. So we need to consider the manor. Can we build that yet? Are we a small village? We are now, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, so we'll build the church once we have the planks for it. What are we at currently? In nothing. But as soon as we have that, we'll put a church in. We will then... Do we get tax automatically, or do we need... There's a question. Level 2, generate 1 regional wealth. Okay, so that happens automatically. You don't need the mana for that. Or do you? I think the tax from the mana is completely separate. You know, it's something, I don't know what we're now, probably episode 32, 33. It's something I've not really paid attention to. The difference between the money that you'll make from your burgage plot versus the taxes. Interesting. What does it say? It doesn't actually say anything. So if we go to a manor, we're going to suss this out pretty quickly anyway, but we'll just have a look. Oh, this is a land tax, so that's completely separate. I'm guessing the bigger your burgage plot, the more land tax you probably pay. Is there a way of finding that out? Yeah, this... Do you know what I'd like to see? We were talking about this in the last episode, different things you would like in the game. Just an extra tab that maybe says kind of the income and the outcome of the family that lives in this burgage plot. Maybe how much they spend on food, how much they earn, how much they're paying on land tax and things like that. Just so you can have an idea of maybe it's kind of finer detail, isn't it? You know, it says something else we can do to make things work a little bit better. I don't know if it would be entirely useful for everyone, but it's yeah, something that could help. So just having a quick look in Bluckfeld. Oh, well, there goes our roll tax increase. They're just going to keep rinsing us. So we need 3 level 3 burgage plots and another level 2 over here. But we currently don't have any ale. At least I think we don't. So we got helmets because we've been trading for them. Yarn, that's obviously been brought in. We're getting quite full in here. We need to do something with this leather. Potentially. Question is, let's have a quick nosy at what our hunters are doing. So they are hunting. They are completely off the map. So they're going a ridiculous distance to go and collect those animals. We have a lot of meat though, so it is working, but it is also generating a lot of hide. We don't really need to do any more. So we'll make sure that we're trading that. We could even take one of those people and put them straight into here just to speed things up. And let's see, have we got any cash? Oh, we do have a little bit of cash. So what is in here? We need to upgrade this. So let's upgrade that first. We probably need another horse for there. Food wise, how are we doing? Oh, plenty of food. Fuel is not the greatest. We don't have charcoal burning yet. We got plenty of iron. Sorry, should say iron ore. 244, perfect. So how is that? Is anyone working in these? I must have took the people out. Makes sense. We got 2 in the bloomery, so that's working. Here's another question. How much do you get for an iron bar versus... What are we selling? Helmets. So we're exporting. We've paid for that. So we currently get 6. And iron slabs we get 4. Interesting. It's 2 more, but for the helmet. But the question is, do we try and sell it? Do we have a lot of it? We in total goods stored. What have we got here? Iron only 4. Okay, we're not massively overproducing yet, so it's not something to consider deeply anyway. Forester's hut. I might put another one of those in. They don't produce as much trees as they used to, but obviously that was a patch that happened, so I'm well aware of that. So we'll put you in there. I probably should have put that a bit further back, but it's not a massive problem. We do have the additional sort of houses on these. I might upgrade some of these because we do need some level 3 ones, and when we get to level 3 we're going to get the additional families as well. So I'll try to keep it as compact as possible. We may come back in here and add some other burgage plots in due course. Just having a quick look in Iron Vale. There's not a lot going on over here. We're not as rich as we used to be, but obviously we do have all these additional trading posts now. How are we looking for storage? We are slowly but surely buying horses in, so hopefully having all these extra trading posts will help out. In fact, let me just have a quick look here. Right. So how about we just top up some of these trading posts with some additional families. Them ones are completely full. Wait a minute, what are you doing here? We have 1 peddling. I'll leave that, it's only 1 family. Because they tend to have ridiculously full storages over here. Yep. So we have a lot of stuff to trade. Just let's double check some things here. Because we have hammers, don't we? Which, are they under this one? Commodities. I'm going to put that one on export. What is full trade? Trade until desired surplus. Okay, we'll leave that on. Oh, let's pause the game. We need to have a look at that. Migrated, I'm guessing means completely gone. We'll come back and take a look. So we'll export. It is a major trade route. So this is where if I'd have invested the development points, this wouldn't cost me a fortune, but it's not going to pay for itself, but hopefully. Export did. Will they still bring them in? We want to import full trade. Okay, the desired surplus is 0, so I guess once they've gone, they're not going to trade them. Let me put that to 10 for now, because the other regions do have them. So I could put the other regions on export, and hopefully they'll send them over here. Like over a little bit of time, and then we can just see through each one of these how much we've got. So currently they are on export, and we've bought the trade routes for them. Same here. Okay, so we are sending those things out. We've just got a lot of stuff over here. What's this? Iron ore. Oh my goodness. Is that a major trade? It's a minor trade. We could sell some of that. Sounds bad in a way, but why not? We won't pay for the route. We'll just start exporting it just to kind of thin it out a little bit. In fact, what we could do is, I think this warehouse over here. Oh, it's almost full. I was going to say only concentrates on a small area and it only picks up certain items, as you can see. Oh, maybe we'll leave it. We do have another large storehouse here, again full of stuff. We really need. Look at this tray. In fact, you know what? I'm going to put an extra family in each one. I just want to keep a few spare just in case, and I'm pretty sure we are ordering horses. Let's have a look. Horses. So currently 9. Desired is 10. Is that correct? So we have 2 on that one, 2 on there. Yeah, it'd probably help if I'd have actually assigned the horses, but there we are. They've all got horses now. And what about this one? Right, so there's the horse we're waiting for. Perfect. So that should speed things up a little bit there. Cool. What else did we need to look at? Jam jar cities were here. That's still at 50%. Oh yeah, because I have the game paused, so nothing's going to happen. Did I put vegetables in any of these? No. And that's because we can't afford them, I'm guessing. Yep. And from a trade point of view, do we have a horse? Well, I can see one, so we do. Put an extra family in there. Just maybe assign the horse. That would be a good idea. So we will start trading things out. Roof tiles are on full trade, but they're not going out of the region. So I should say they're not being traded with the outside of the map. That's probably a better way of looking at it. What else do we have in here? Wax, I think. Candles you can't make yet. That's fair enough. Wax. Okay, so that is being traded. So probably, yeah, need more level 2 burgage plots just to start getting a little bit of regional wealth. There is some level 2 ones, but not enough. Let the church upgrade first, I think. Right, what was we looking at? Wild animals have migrated. Where are we? Okay, does that mean they've completely gone? It's entirely possible. Or does it just mean that the area that they were on has vanished? Oh no, it is still there. That's not moved, but maybe the animals have. Okay, well, it is what it is, and I've just seen the date is August. We have 2 families spare currently. Let me put 1. I probably should have gone for plough, but we have that one there. Who else can we pinch that we currently don't need? Woodcutter's Lodge. How are we doing? Fuel for 10 months. We're probably okay. Saw pit. Is that enough to build a church? I think it is. No, we need twice as much of that. We also need more wood. Okay. Tannery under construction. Hunting camp. Okay, they're currently doing something or other. Crafting. Okay, so they're doing that. That's fine. We'll take some out of the Woodcutter's Lodge. Look, I suppose we could put these people back in. We don't need the church just yet, right? So we could. Just grab them all for the moment. They're not... We'll leave the hunting camp alone. One family in each of those, that's fine. And obviously we have these... Yeah, so someone's already moved in here. Church is important. Are we building anything? Probably not. So let's just do it like that and get them started. And then if we come over to the Black Forest, again, like I said, I'm not going to focus on this massively, but I just want to make sure that I have everyone in the buildings that I need. Okay, all 6 of my farmhouses over here are completely full of families and all have their relevant oxes assigned. So usually I would tell them to early harvest, but the problem is going through 50 plus fields is a bit time consuming, and I'd have to go through them all anyway just to change the crops, which is in itself a pain in the backside. So I'm going to leave them be and just see what they do. I'm guessing we'll be in August. Yeah, it doesn't say harvesting, so we are literally waiting till September. Now the only problem, pantry's full of granary. Let's just have a quick look at that. Is that to do with apples per chance? No, but it's a very small granary, so we will tell that to upgrade. I thought it might have been apples. What about in here? Okay, let's not get too distracted. But yeah, I need to come back and obviously change each field to the next crop. I need to get used to this crop rotation. I feel like it works sometimes and not others. Maybe it's just me. I'm probably doing it wrong. But we are going to let them do their thing and just see how it goes without me intervening too much. And what's this? Are these all the new farmers? It looks like they're going across to do the ploughing, which makes sense. You can plough now if the field is ready to go. These, hopefully, let's have a quick look what they're doing. They are a farm. I want to assign the houses closest over here. And that's something I'm going to do a little bit more on the next series that I do after the next updates. If there's enough of an update to kind of like make a series out of. But once the town's a little bit, you know, more built, just make sure that the people are living close to where they work, just to make things work a little bit better. And that's an animal carcass there, so they are, even though they've migrated, it is still working. A tannery, yeah, well that's fine. We can't build that currently. In fact, I'll whack a pause on it to stop it from mithering me constantly. Okay, so over here, obviously, I did actually set up kind of a priority order for them, which fields to deal with first. And this is the first time I've done it, and it does seem to be working. They're all heading for these ones. These are the priority. Unfortunately, they've got to do it by hand because I'm an awful leader. Invested my points elsewhere, but they're not massive fields. Is it? Are we full in here? We're not quite. I don't think there was another family that we could currently pinch, not unless somebody moves in due course, but I think they should be okay. I don't know if they plow everything first and then come back and sow seeds. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. Okay, I guess that answers that question. Once they've plowed the field, they do indeed sow it straight after. Now, I don't know if that's to do with the priority or whether that's just the way that they wish to do it. I don't know, but either way, at least I know when you set a higher priority, they will complete that field before moving on to the next. And to be fair, sowing happens pretty quick in comparison to the ploughing stage, it seems. So I'm pretty sure they'll be fine to get all those fields done. And they even come along and help their other families on this field as well. So now realistically, they should go to the field over here. I'm just going to speed it up a tiny bit. I can't remember if I asked them to do them all. I think it was just the one, maybe two. Yeah, 2 fields. So are they all going to jump onto the same field? So what was this one? This is very high. This is high. So, okay. So this system actually works really, really well, especially in a small area like this, or if there's specific fields that you definitely want them to focus on. I don't know if I'd do this in the Black Forest, but over here, this will work quite nicely until we get a little bit more expansive. Just thought I'd pop over to Blutfeld quickly, and we haven't upgraded their church, and we have the means to do so. That will increase the approval a little bit. It just kind of popped into my mind after the old jam jar needed doing, so that is now done. We do have another forester's hut over here, and we'll drop a family in there. Perfect. We have stables upgraded, so we'll order another horse. I'm guessing we have the space. We do, so we'll do that. That means that we have 2 horses then. Just do that quickly, ready for when it comes through, but 2 horses to do the trading. Financially, they're doing a little bit better, to be fair. It's not looking too bad. We have a bit of a request for ale and clothing here, but I'm assuming it's the second type of clothing. which is interesting. So we do have like copious amounts of leather, and we do have yarn. So maybe they've just not picked it up yet. Or maybe it's we just don't have enough stalls selling it. Firewood. What else do we have? Clothing abandoned. Okay. What are you? Clothing stall abandoned. So there's the issue. I think that's to do with leather. So, and another one abandoned. Right. So that probably is to do with leather. The only thing I could do is pop another family in here and hope that they don't make a firewood stall. Are we building anything currently? We're upgrading the church, aren't we? So I can't take that person. Logging camp. We have plenty of timber. Woodcutter's lodge we're fine with. Saw pit. There's no one in there, is there? No. Let me take someone out of the forester. So the question is, we speed up the game quickly and see. Firewood. How did I know that would happen? Fuel 94%. Well, it makes sense that that would happen. Woodcutter, and they do have their own stall. Okay. Suppose the easy way of resolving that issue would be if I took just a hunter out of here for a moment and put someone in there. A family would make a clothing stall. It may make a difference, it may not. Getting ale over here is a bit of a priority, but I guess that will happen in time. There's not much I can do about that right now. We have a lot of roof tiles over here, like over 300. I'm just wondering if I should rein this in a little bit. We'll probably be okay for the moment. Cash-wise, in fact, we've earned a little bit of money, so... Food's fine, actually. I was just thinking about turning those into vegetable gardens. What we could do... We have, yeah, 2 families in here. I think we should upgrade that and get another horse. And then from a trading point of view, I think... Yeah, we need to save up for this, don't we? So we can at least try and make a little bit more cash. In fact, that gives us enough, but it's not it's not updated. So let's go back in. There we go. Full trade. And we could leave it as full trade because that will export as well. Surplus is 100. We probably don't even need that much. Let's drop it to 50. No, not 500. 50. Come on. So there's a chance that we can make a little bit more cash from there. We are now in September, so I'm going to pause the game a second. Oh, we have more families. Does that mean more apiaries? Probably does. Let me just have a quick look. 2 people in there. 1. Is that stone completely gone now? It has. We'll leave the family there for now. What about... Still not built. Okay, let's whack that up. Don't know why that's taking so long. We must have... Yeah, there is a logging camp there. That is working. Let's put another apiary in here, which comes into this one. We'll just put it here. In fact, how are we doing for honey? Honey, 107. Okay, so it is picking up slowly. So let's just quickly check in over here. How are we getting on? They should be currently harvesting. Okay, yep. The flax field there is being worked upon. Not much going on here. What are you doing? Can't see because you're there. You are currently going to harvest. That's fine. We do have an awful lot of farmers, so realistically, are you sick? Oh no, you're dragging something. Oh, all the way back to Mamusio. That is a long old walk in the rain. Enjoy. We'll just speed it up a second and just have an eye on what they're doing. Yeah, there we go. So they are clearing through this pretty quickly. My issue is I can't change these fields yet until they've completely cleared the field. So I'm going to have to keep a very close eye on this, at least until I get the rotation thing kind of down. Just thought I'd check in Mamusio as well. Now, obviously, we only have the 1 farmhouse over here, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on. And we do have a baker's and we do have a windmill somewhere. There's the windmill. And it has people in there. I might take a family out of there and just give them the extra... Oh no, okay, they're done, that's fine. What about the baker's? It's over here somewhere. Unless I moved it. Is it still here? What are you? You're not... Oh, communal oven. Okay, that's 2 families in there. Okay, well, I stand corrected. I'll put 1 back in there. That granary is fine as well. Yeah, hopefully they're fine with that. And let's have a quick look how they're getting on here. So those fields are done. So they're in the process of sowing the seed on that one. This one has been done. Okay, they've not done a bad job, actually. They're actually progressing quicker than I thought. We do have an extra family now, which I could put into the field. How many of these are we sowing? I think it was just the one, wasn't it? Yeah, so, do you know what? I'll get someone in. No, we won't. We'll leave them. We'll unpause. We'll get that building up and running. Okay, so all the fields in the Black Forest have been harvested. Some have been ploughed, as you can see, and I don't know if any have been planted just yet. It doesn't look like, but all that has been done. Now, this is the most farm hands I've ever had, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on, especially considering I didn't start off early on. But they've still got quite a bit to do. We're in October. It will be interesting to see how they handle it. And another problem that kind of flagged up while I was just over there was that this storehouse is absolutely rammed. It's completely full. So I've put another storehouse here. We probably need to look a little bit more at trading. I think we only have 2 trade posts over here. We do. And obviously, as you can see, some are on the markets, which is probably not helping things. So I will come back and take a look at that at some point. But over here, we have all our fields done. They're planted. I even did an extra flax field just for good measure. All the houses have been populated, but as you can see, we have a bit of a, well, not food, more like church seems to be the issue. Can we build one yet? I think, was it the 20? Okay, so we're short of some timber. Now we do have a spare pair of hands. Let's just double check where they are working. Okay, we'll do there perfectly. Perfectly, yes, that's a new word we've made up just for today. We have 2 orcs, so let's chuck one in there just to help them out. We do have some in the woodcutter's lodge, and we also have the tannery now, so I don't know if clothing stall. Yeah, there we go. We have some leather, which should have appeased some of these. You can see it's just a church. So that's working quite well. So these have the option, not that we have the resources for the additional living space. So that'll be 2 for 6 people, and these hold 8, don't they? So we'd need another burgage plot in here. Could probably squeeze one in just on that corner there, to be fair. Can we do something like this and then drop that down? It's going to tell me I don't have the resources. Can we just speed the game up a little bit and see? Is it not going to update? Pain in the backside. Do we have more than that? We must. It says timber. We have 3 apparently. Let me pause the game. And it must be reserved because it's not letting me. Right. So what with that we need to do with that is on the reserve, let's set that to 10, which means that they have to leave 10 in stock, which should stop that issue happening. Because how many do we need for the church? Was that was 5. Maybe we'll build the church first, actually. We'll just speed it up a little bit, and hopefully it shouldn't take too long. And I can see the storehouse in Mamusio is done. We'll also upgrade that one like so. I wonder how the farming's getting on over here. Okay, so they've managed to clear it all. They completely sowed that field, and that one they're about halfway through. They're not doing too bad considering they don't have access to a plough. Got plenty of sheep. Could have a lot more, I guess. We've got the autumnal leaves now showing on the orchards. There is a lot going on over here. Maybe not as much as in the Black Forest. Let's see. Oh, this is looking a little bit worrying. When you can see all the farmhands coming through to collect stuff. And I'm just looking October. This could be a bad season. Maybe I should have started it a little bit earlier, and yeah, they've not done that much. There's not a lot in the way of ploughing getting done either. I'm just going to leave them to it. We've definitely got the resources over here, because if we look, let's see. So currently we have 113 flour. Call it 200 because of the grain once that's done. Got no malt currently. Ale, we have almost 500 ale, which needs trading. Barley, we got 1,000. And wheat, we got 1.5k, so we'll be fine. The main thing I need to do is get people back in to these trading posts, because currently took quite a few people out of the various buildings just to get this sort of farming done. I don't think we have people in the malt house, for example, so we just have to be careful. And then fuel, yeah, we only have the one charcoal kiln currently running, so we're gonna have to be careful there. As soon as the cold weather sets in, we have to be very, very, very careful. Okay, so I was just thinking about where I could put the church. I like the idea of it being slightly higher up. So we have an area over here, or we could have it just behind the these burgage plots. And I think somewhere here would be quite nice. So we'll set it back just a tiny bit. We'll put it there. I think that looks quite nice. So we'll run a road down. We'll just try and straighten that up a tiny bit. There we go. And then we'll just connect up to that road there. Perfect. Okay, we've just had the illustrious, the winter is approaching. As you can see, my goodness, an absolute swarm of farmers over here. They're still ploughing fields. I don't know if they've actually... Yep, so progress doesn't look very good. What about over here? There's still fields that haven't been ploughed. And it doesn't look like anyone has sowed anything. I think that I've overtaxed them this time. I mean, quite a lot of the fields here are ploughed, but it could be a fallow season for the most part, I think, which is a tiny bit scary, but I think we'll be fine. Well, we'll soon find out, won't we, by the next episode, that's for sure. We have the wooden church now under construction. I'll put that on the highest priority over here. Looks like a little save is coming in. There we are. We have a spare pair of hands, but I don't know if we need them anywhere yet. We'll see. We have the burgage plot here coming in that I wanted to build, because I want to see, remember at the beginning of the episode I mentioned about how much tax you get. So currently regional wealth is 15. You get tax from the manor, and then you also, from a level 2 building, you also generate regional wealth. So I'm just kind of curious whether the level 2 happens with or without the tax, and I think it does. It's just something I've not paid attention to, but I definitely want to find out before this episode is out. Well, it does look like they've got round to sowing some of the fields just here. I'm just watching them all run around, so they will actually get some of it done. It'd be interesting really to see. I thought they'd plough all the fields first, but clearly that's not the case. I mean, what are these guys doing over here? So that's not been sown. Okay, it looks like they're going over to the other side first. Looks like most of those are ploughed. What are we doing over here? Very similar situation. These fields are still ploughing, so I think more people are needed maybe. If I'm going to try and do all these fields, I'll just start the harvest season a little bit earlier potentially. Okay, we have our lovely wooden church, which now means we can start looking to upgrade, and this will answer the question obviously. So we will do a couple of these. Now obviously they're going to want some additional bits and pieces once they're at level 2, but at least we'll get to see if that 15 number goes up without the manor. And obviously the next episode, should we be in the right place, I will be building the manor to get that extra retinue, which basically means we can go for another one of his regions. So it's all happening rather quickly at the moment. We are pushing forward fast, and that's kind of what I like at this point of the game, because there's a lot of it's repetition. The initial start where you're only by yourself, you don't have the other regions, it's a little bit slower, a little bit more thoughtful, but as you get further out, it's feels more like a sprint, to be fair. But that being said, you can play it however you want, I suppose. And there's no decorative stuff. If there was, I'd be spending a lot of time just going in and doing those sort of little tweaks just to make things look a little bit nicer, but as it stands, everything's just sort of crammed in as and where it fitted at the time, and probably not the way I'd prefer it, but it's, you know, it's been done that way. And Blockfeld has had their church upgraded, so let's go and take a look. Well, that's going to cheer up a few people now. They're just having issues with clothes and ale, but yeah, they should be fine. I don't quite understand the issue with clothes. I think it's more to do with stalls. Let's have a quick look. So, oh, I'm in the wrong building. Here we go. Yeah, so we definitely have 2 types of clothing. It's just we don't have the stores for it. Stalls. There we go. We have the storage, but not the stalls. What will happen if... Are they on 100 near? I feel like... Yeah, they do have a stall there. God, that word is so difficult. We've got 33 timber, so let's stop them chopping some trees down for a while. And let's put someone in here. And I have a weird feeling there's going to be another firewood stall. Albeit they've not done it yet, but I think that... Oh, there we go. There we go. Firewood stall. How annoying. So let's take someone out of the tannery, albeit that they did have a stall, but let's put them in there as well and just see. Will they just carry on with their original clothing stall? I think They will, yeah, because that's the firewood stall. So they've just moved jobs but kept their same stall, which makes a lot of sense, I suppose. Okay, what's that? A large granary. Oh my goodness, look at all that bread. Is that the new granary as well? It is. And I've set these guys to not do any market stalls as well, so they're literally just running out. Oh wait a minute, that's this one, isn't it? Yeah, they do, so they are collecting, but these ones are just... Sorry, let me rephrase. These ones don't have a market stall, these do, so it potentially makes them a bit slower. But that is a lot of stock to shift. I guess we need to focus a little bit more on our trading posts. But we can't do that until the winter finally fully hits. I mean, how are we getting on? Okay, so they're doing okay. They are planting the fields. It is happening. In fact, more of them have been done than I was actually aware. So this actually might actually turn out quite well. Okay, our storehouse over here is now full. So we will whack an upgrade on that. And we'll do the same for the granary. May as well while we're at it. Do we have any of these upgraded yet? No. Well, this one's on 14%. Oh, that's on the highest. Okay. But we don't want them all on the highest. I think he remembers from the previous thing that you had it on. So obviously when we initially built these, we set them to a certain level. And I think that's what it's remembered the next time. I'm quite impressed over here. Are we? No, we're not moved in. Firewood? Yeah, it's just a matter of time. I'm assuming it's not stall related. Oh, it is a little bit, but we're getting there. We need more people and we will definitely get them soon anyway, so it's not a massive problem. Okay, we are in December. That can only mean one thing, and that is the snow is not that far away. So how are we looking field-wise? Most of these, I mean, there's a few that are almost finished, but quite a few of them ones are actually fully sown. What about over here? I think these were the last ones to get ploughed, so yeah. I mean, albeit some of them are done. There's a couple that still aren't. We may, until that snow starts to fall, we may be okay. That field's not even been fully ploughed yet. But I think last season we did manage, I think maybe par 1, I can't remember now, but I think we managed to get most of them done. But these are all looking good. In fact, I was going to say we can see that's the potential yield. It doesn't actually allow you to know if it's been actually sowed or not. We can start to see some of the green tips of the plants going through, so that makes it a little bit easier. So most of them are done. It just looks like a handful have not been done, but we've still got a tiny bit of time, so we may be okay. It's interesting. I'm just looking at the regional wealth. It's now 23, but I don't have any level 2. So where does that money come from? Amount of money owed. Try that again. Amount of money owned by villagers from this region can be used for import or converted to treasury for tax policy. Aha, there you go. So that answers the question anyway, doesn't it really? So tax is separate to the wealth that you generate from these. But interesting. I don't know where that money has actually come from, because there is no level 2 here. Weird. I mean, I'm a bit confused. How we have space... So we have 1 spare ox. Do we not have 1 attached? We do. So do we have 3? We do. Okay, that's pretty cool. We will assign 1 over here when we get the points. Level 1, so we need a few more level 1s, obviously. We'll let all this get sorted out before we decide to do anything else. But yeah, that's definitely kind of answered the question. Maybe if I just read the tooltip, but I don't know where the additional money has come from. Unless, do you get something for the level 1? No, apparently not. So that's a little bit strange. Yeah, I don't quite... So level 2 generate 1. So I'm not sure where that has come from. The is it the 8 wealth? Because that doesn't make any sense to me. Unless I'm missing something, I don't know. And here comes the snow. I was just about to whiz off and do something else. So that now means, I'm guessing... I mean, oh look, they're still sowing currently, sowing in the snow. Will they stop though? That's at 93. Surely they won't continue to sow. Let's have a quick look over here. Unless it's the ones that have started, so they'll finish what they're doing. Yeah, I think that's definitely got to be it. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, okay, so most of them, I mean this one isn't, but quite a few of them have been done. They definitely can't be sowing anymore, so we click on one of these, we can see what they're doing. crafting, transporting. Yeah, so basically they're thrashing now, aren't they? That'll be basically what they're doing. Yep, crafting. Okay, that's fine. Well, yeah, we didn't do too bad. At least we got quite a few of the fields done, but that just goes to show, even, was it, how many farmhouses have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they were all full. Yep, and it still wasn't enough to do all these fields within the normal allotted time. If I had started harvesting early, it definitely would have been, but in the normal harvest season, that's still not enough. So that just goes to show you that is a hell of a task that we give the families there. So I thought I'd just come back and check over here. We had low fuel earlier. It wasn't low, but it's not too bad now. It's looking okay. Are we still bringing meat in? I'm guessing we are. So let's have a quick look. Transporting, crafting and peddling, quite possibly. We do know they've ran off. We do have plenty of leather, but obviously we got some upgrades going on here. So this should all work quite nicely now. We've definitely got the ability to make some extra food, so I'm quite happy that we're safe over here. One of the next things we need to think about is obviously the manor, but we'd also need some more houses as well, just to kind of tide things over. It doesn't need to be a massive settlement. If we're thinking of farming like over there, we clearly need a lot of people to get it done. It just depends how crazy I go with it. But on that note, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you very much for watching, and take care.